Hello, Man in Gray here with another Man in Gray book review. Today's book is The Book of Tokyo, A City in Short Fiction, edited by Michael Ermerich, Jim Hinks, and Masashi Matsui. It was published by Kama Press in 2015, and it's 156 pages long. This book is part of a series called Reading the City. And each book is made up of a collection of usually around 10 or 12 short stories, each one focused on a particular famous city in the world. Some of the other book titles or cities involved in this series include Istanbul, Turkey, Havana, Cuba, Cairo, Egypt, Shanghai, China, Ramallah, Palestine, Venice, Italy, Reykjavik, Iceland, and Prague in the Czech Republic. The Book of Tokyo contains 10 short stories, and they're all by contemporary authors, including Banana Yoshimoto, Mitsuko Karakura, Hitomi Kawakama, and Hiromi Kawakama and Hitomi Karinara, and several others. And these stories tend to deal with young people in Tokyo's capital and how they're dealing with life as a young person in this giant city at a time when the population of Japan is aging. The number of young people is at an all-time low as the birth rate continues to drop. And so there's various stresses on the people that are discussed in this book. One of the things about each one of these books, they start with an introduction that describes the city and its literary history. And Tokyo is not only the capital of the political capital of Japan, it has been the literary capital of Japan for centuries. And as the book mentions, the only time that it seemed to falter was right after the great earthquake of 1923, when much of the city was devastated. And a number of the main publishing houses in Tokyo considered shutting down and moving out to another city farther away from an earthquake zone. But most of them stayed, rebuilt, and Tokyo has been the literary hub of Japan ever since. And so it makes sense that if you're going to do a book of short stories about a city in Japan, it would probably have to be Tokyo. If you enjoy Japanese fiction, if you're one of these people that have fallen in love with Japanese fiction, and you want to kind of spread out and look at some other writers you may not have experienced before, this is a really great way to read contemporary Japanese writers that you may not have heard of. If you haven't really gotten into Japanese fiction, you kind of want to dip your toe into it, this is also a good way to do that. Most of the writers in here are pretty young. Some of them are well known, like Banana Yoshimoto, and others are not well known at all outside of Japan. And the other books in the series are also good ways to pick up on writers from different countries. One I didn't mention was Rio de Janeiro. There's also a book on Rio in Brazil. So if you're interested in Brazilian fiction, which I'm a big fan of, that's also a really good book to pick up. The book is The Book of Tokyo, edited by Emmerich, Hines, and Masudi. And this has been another Man in Gray book review. Thanks for watching.